my first ever Woody Allen film, and all it has me wondering is, are they all like this? Hi friends, welcome back to my channel and my ongoing quest to review every single movie Robin Williams has ever made an appearance in. This week I am looking at the 1997 Woody Allen film, Deconstructing Harry, obviously directed by and starring Woody Allen, also starring a lot of people. This is a big cast. Just some notable names that I recognize: Kirstie Alley, Billy Crystal, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Tobey Maguire, Stanley Tucci, Paul Giamatti, Demi Moore, Marge Simpson. I can't remember her actual name, I'm so sorry. The lady who plays Marge Simpson, who is also in Awakenings, and the kid from The Santa Claus. Robin Williams has an appearance in Deconstructing Harry as Mel. I guess it's easier to just describe like sort of what the movie is about first. So the movie is about Harry Block, an author who has writer's block. Isn't that funny? I don't actually know if that was on purpose or not, but if it is, it just follows the trend of white cis male artists naming their protagonists who are based on themselves something that is like, ooh, this name is supposed to mean something. Harry is a piece of shit who can't stop cheating on women, and basically he's on a journey going to a ceremony at the college that kicked him out. They are honoring him now, and he is trying to he gets this group together, goes on this trip, but like along the way he's like dealing with himself and his block and like why he can't stop cheating on women and why he is such a bad person. That's not even just my opinion, like that's most of what the dialogue is said is like how bad of a person that, like, there's a whole scene where he confronts Billy Crystal as the devil in hell and is like, I'm a worse person than you, these are all of the bad things that I have done. So this is not just my opinion. All that to say, Robin Williams has a brief appearance as Mel, who is a character in one of Harry's stories that is referenced. The character is an actor who is out of focus. So unlike being out of focus in the film, he is just out of focus in real life, which is sort of a metaphor for, I guess, the lack of focus and the confusion in Woody Allen's life, but also this was around a time that Robin was feeling that as well, so it's a very interesting connection. Apparently before Woody Allen just deciding to play this part that is literally himself, they also reached out to Robert De Niro, Dustin Hoffman, Jack Nicholson, lots of other people. This is Jennifer Garner's very first film as well. When Woody Allen wrote to Robin about playing the part of Mel, he said, "I can think of no one who would make the character of Mel funnier in this little skit. It depends on the actor's ingenuity, and a special effect we'll add later. If you hate it, no problem, we'll do something else again one day, but I do think this bit is special." Which, for the couple of lines that he gets, he does make very good out of them. It's one of the shorter stories that is explored, and he's not one of the primary characters, obviously because it's like more of a cameo appearance. As far as the film, it's well made, it's competent, it's well acted. The character of Harry is just so hard to sympathize with because he's so disgusting, basically. There is a lot of foul language in this. Apparently this is not one of Woody Allen's more popular or even necessarily well-liked films, just because the main character is so hard to like, and it is very crude and like constantly about how bad he wants to have sex with every woman that he ever meets. This movie is not available to stream or rent anywhere. I checked my local library for the DVD, they didn't have it, so that may be why this is one of the more like sort of lost films, I guess. It's just a lot of yikesness. The main plot and the stories are so scattered about that it's hard to keep up with it sometimes, and because all the stories are basically things that happen to Harry and his real life with the names very loosely changed, it's also hard to keep up with. There's a couple of lines of narration by Harry over his stories, which I thought we could have done without. One of the stories was about this old Jewish couple, and like late into their marriage, the wife finds out that he murdered 4 people with an axe and then ate them. That really didn't need to be in there at all. Basically, 98% of this movie is Woody Allen having conversations where he's like, "Oh jeez, man, oh gosh." My Woody Allen impression is not very good, but you know what I mean. And he's like, I wanted to fuck her. I wanted to fuck you too, but I just can't stop fucking women. Ooh, ah. And he's like doing this gesture the whole, it's, if you've seen a Woody Allen performance, you know what I mean. The whole movie is just that conversation over and over, just with different women, where he's like, sorry, I'm not sexually into you anymore because I'm sexually into every other woman on the planet, and then it's just the same. His only like silver lining as a character is that he does love his son, but he ends up straight up kidnapping his son because his ex-wife says, no, you can't take the son to your event, and he literally kidnaps him in the middle of the road. None of the characters other than Harry felt very consequential. They were all very interchangeable. Even their names are interchangeable. It started to get a little interesting when he was being confronted and spoken to by his characters, like the characters speaking directly to the author, but it's never indicated whether that is because of a psychotic break that he's having, or if that's just something else. And I kind of wish that they went into that more. Harry literally says at one point, because of my immaturity, I have a boyish quality that works. I don't understand why so many women even like this man. The ending is kind of sweet. He basically walks into a room full of all of his characters and they're all applauding him and they're giving him the proper honor because something happens at the ceremony. He gets arrested. It's not an awful film. It's just not, for this to be my first Woody Allen film, I'm truly just like, are they all like this? And generally the consensus I've gotten is like, more or less, yes. Just some are better than others. And so that it makes sense that this one is one of the ones that is less talked about and more difficult to find and is not really a part of the conversation. I wish I had more Robin content to speak of. I wish I knew if he enjoyed doing this or not. It doesn't seem like he was on set for very long. Billy Crystal was good in the couple of scenes he was in. Like I said, all the performances are good. The Woody Allen got very annoying, but I mean, that's just because he's Woody Allen, and I already am going into this with the subtext of him being disgusting, and then he gives me this disgusting, whiny, annoying character, and I'm like, okay, yeah. Deconstructing Harry was nominated for the Best Screenplay Oscar at the Academy Awards that year, and it grossed $20 million on a $10.6 million budget, so not a failure by any means. And it does have generally favorable reviews, although a lot of them are almost backhanded compliments about how personal of a look this was into Woody Allen's life, and like maybe that's why it's so crass and crude, because it was his most like revealing film. Roger Ebert gave it 3.5 stars. A lot of the critics were like, yeah, like this guy sucks, but it's a good movie. I guess. I don't know. I don't necessarily feel like I wasted my time, but I'm not like sitting here thrilled to talk about this thing that I watched, and it feels like something I'm not ever going to remember that I saw unless Woody Allen comes up in conversation. If you are for some reason interested in watching Deconstructing Harry, if you're a Woody Allen fan or if this just sounds like something you might like, be prepared that you're going to have to buy the DVD or the VHS or find it at a library or do something that you're not supposed to do online to get it, because it's not available in any easily accessible way. Next week, I'll be hopping back in, bringing back a return special guest for one of the Robin films I actually remember watching as a child and not enjoying as a child. So we will see how a revisit to that is. It's flubber. It's flubber. I don't know what else to say except it's flubber. But yeah, stick around for Flubber. Good Will Hunting will be the week after that. Very excited about those two. Sound off in the comments if you think my Woody Allen impression was ass on a scale of 1 to 5. Just let me know if it was bad.